What was the American Revolutionary War, or as some call it, the War for American Independence? It is the war that created the United States of America, and from it we get America's first veterans. Why was this war fought? 13 British colonies in North America united to gain independence from the government of England and its young king, George III. No other colony of a powerful nation had achieved that. Declaring independence from a king was considered unthinkable at that time. The war came about largely because the American colonists were strongly opposed to paying new taxes to England. These taxes were imposed by the English Parliament to put money back into the king's treasury. Opposition by the Americans led to the famous dumping of the tea, the so-called Tea Party, in Boston Harbor, and to the Boston Massacre, which enraged colonists in the Northeast. During the 1760s, the British had spent a large sum of money protecting English settlers in the American colonies from the French army and from Native American tribes. British soldiers also lost their lives in this effort. However, the Americans were strongly opposed to these new taxes since they could not elect representatives to serve in the English Parliament that enacted the taxes. The colonies began to group together for independence under the banner of groups like the Sons of Liberty. The actual fighting started in the town square of Lexington, Massachusetts in the spring of 1775 when British soldiers and local militiamen supporting the cause for American independence exchanged gunfire. The fighting ended in October of 1781 when colonial forces, with the aid of the French, forced the surrender of many British forces near Yorktown, Virginia. The British commander, Lord Cornwallis, did not participate in the surrender ceremony at Yorktown. He did not convey in person his sword to Washington as was expected in the late 18th century. Instead, a lesser general did it for Cornwallis, and so Washington's second in command at Yorktown, General Benjamin Lincoln, accepted the sword for Washington. However, the official end of the war and recognition of the United States of America by the British did not occur until the signing of the Treaty of Paris on September 3, 1783. Three prominent Americans, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and John Jay, represented the Americans in the negotiations. Two additional Americans were present during the negotiation and are also contained in the portrait, and they were Henry Laurens and William Temple Franklin, Benjamin's grandson. The unfinished portion of this portrait was originally going to contain the two British representatives, David Hartley and Richard Oswald, but they refused to pose for the painting. The treaty did not take full effect until March of 1784.